What was your reaction to the US President Donald Trump's speech this afternoon?
Listen, the entire world is bracing for a very turbulent period. I can share with you some good news. The entire world is looking at India as a trusted value chain partner. The relationships that we have developed are relationships of trust. We have alliance with South Korea. They are all now designed in India end to end.
We're joined here in Davos by Union Cabinet Minister Mr. Ashwini Vaishnaw, who is leading the India delegation, substantial delegation this time, perhaps bigger than ever, to Davos. Sir, what has been your main message to the business community in Davos?
The entire world is looking at India as a trusted value chain partner, as a country which is growing consistently, as a country which is having inclusive growth, as a democracy which is led by a leadership which is always focused on making sure that every section of the society grows with the growth of the country. That these are the factors which the world is looking at. A country which is very adaptable to technology, which adopts, which embraces technology. These are the things which investors are looking at, and they are very happy that India is going very rapidly in that direction.
You've been coming to Davos for several years now. Every year, there are some themes that dominate and some others. What are the main themes you've picked up this time?
There are two major themes out here. One is as AI models become commoditized, which they have, how the value will come out of AI. That is one. Right. The second thing is in this entire geopolitical, geo-economic turbulence, how countries will respond. These are the two major themes in practically every major discussion.
Right. So what was your reaction to the US President Donald Trump's speech this afternoon?
Listen, the entire world is bracing for a very turbulent period, and we are a very responsible country. It's very important from our perspective, it's very important to have resilience built in our economy, built in our society, built in our country, whether it is resilience from the point of view of having our own technology stack, whether resilience from the point of view of our own defense infrastructure, from the research and development capabilities, from the economic trade resilience. Those are the factors which are very important given the kind of reality we are living in.
Right. You were in the US recently for the rare earths summit and the discussion. What can you share with us about what got discussed there?
So this is a very important topic. Rare earths availability is very large. There is no shortage of availability of rare earths. What's important is to be able to process them, get the elements out of the minerals which are available in the nature. Right. And that's where we need collaboration with multiple countries so that we are able to create that ecosystem which is able to process the minerals and get the valuable minerals elements which are used in so many sectors, and there are so many sectors which are dependent upon rare earths for their manufacturing, for their operations. So that's the discussion.
And are you confident that India can secure the rare earths it needs for our own semiconductor manufacturing and the electronics ecosystem and all of that?
The mineral value chain will always remain a multilateral value chain. It will have multiple players as a part of the value chain. Some things will come from one country, others will come from another country. What's important is to build the alliances. That's why we have alliance with the US, we have alliance with Germany, we have alliance with Japan, we have alliance now with South Korea, and with the entire European Union for semiconductor development.
So we're seeing a time of unprecedented, perhaps, geopolitical upheaval where traditional partnerships, alliances, things that have stood or one thought had stood the test of time, are really being tested. Is this a time for India to also pursue explore newer alliances, unconventional partnerships, and so on?
What's important is to be able to create relationships where the relationship is based on trust. That's what our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has done over the last 11 years. The relationships that we have developed are relationships of trust, where we co-create, we co-develop, we add value to each other. Right. So these are the relationships which will sustain in this turbulence.
You've been at the forefront of developing India's semiconductor ecosystem. What is the reaction you've been getting from the world who are potential customers and so on? One, where does the development stand, and are you getting a lot of interest from the rest of the world?
So I can share with you some good news. The 4 plants which started pilot production in the recent months, one of them is going to start the commercial production in the 3rd week of February.
Wow.
I just met the CEO of that plant and he's very happy with the work which has happened in India.
This is in Tolera?
This is in Sanand, Micron plant. And the journey was, as we know, it's a very, very complex, the most complex things ever manufactured by human beings.
Absolutely.
As I give this example, on a rice, you remember when we were very young,
Yes.
we would write the name of, we'll write a name on the rice.
Correct.
It's like writing the entire Ramayana, entire Mahabharata, entire Purans, all the Veds on one single piece of rice, right? So that's the complexity. So we have to understand the complexity. We are very cognizant of the level of difficulty which is there in semiconductor manufacturing.
Yes.
So that's why we are keeping our head down and making sure that trying to solve each and every problem which comes. And happy to share with you that the industry is so satisfied with our approach, our problem solving approach. Yesterday we had a roundtable and practically every semiconductor industry leader said that now we are designing end-to-end products in India. The most complex chips of 2-nanometer node, they are all now designed in India end-to-end.
Wow.
And now that the manufacturing capability is coming up, they would like to use that manufacturing capability for manufacturing those chips in India. And we have set a very clear path from 28-nanometer node to 7-nanometer node to 3-nanometer node to 2-nanometer. So that path is very clearly laid. So happy that this thing is now finally giving the result after 6 decades of persistence.
Amazing, and congratulations to you. You're also the architect of the India AI, the AI Impact Summit, which comes to India next month. Some of the biggest names in AI who are here in Davos will be soon in India. Could you take us through what are the main objectives and what are the main highlights of the summit you can share?
3 major objectives. First, the summit is called Impact Summit. So what is the impact of AI, which is what the theme of Davos was.
Right.
How do you get ROI out of it?
Right.
When the thousands of models are today available, some people estimate that the number of models available are in today hundreds of thousands. And when that is the scenario, how do you really get the value out of that? So impact is most important. Second, how do you make technology accessible? How do you democratize technology, as our Prime Minister gives us the vision? How do you democratize technology so that nobody is left behind? Third, how do you make sure that AI guardrails are built properly so that the innovation doesn't, innovation is not impeded,
Right.
while the society at large is not harmed.
Right.
These are the 3 major.
Alhamdulillah.